Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye, bye. Let's get this intro in. Welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking, and I highly appreciate the support. So Adam 22ster, the 22ster, right? The Billy Western, has decided to do what he does best, right? Nah, that's not called the feds on you. That he does. But what he's decided to do even more so than that is racially divide the black and the brown again, right? This is what this guy is doing. Now, there's some controversy going on over there at Hoodstocks. And I got to say this first and foremost. I support Lucky and Hoodstocks to the fullest, man. I repeat, I do not support the derogatory statement that he made while podcasting and interviewing that chick loca, right? I never will stand on that, but I will stand with the brown. Now, I know there's a lot of people right now because of this controversy, and I'm going to break it all down to you, that are saying, hey, man, he's not even a Raza anyways, so we're not going to support. Listen, first and foremost, it doesn't matter if you're black, brown, white, or green. When you are part of a Mexican culture and the Mexican gang, then you identify with that, then you represent that, and you got to stand on that, and that's just the truth. Now, Adam took to the internet, and I came across a clip. I can't play his clip because he'll report me, but I came across a clip where he's literally saying black and brown are chicken shit and they won't stand on it. So it's going to take a white man to stand on what's going on and hold Lucky from Hoodstocks accountable for what he said. So let me break down exactly what he said and what I think about it and where I stand, because Adam, according to the 22ster, right? I want to trans just to see what them feel like, right? 22ster, what he said was basically, hey, if you're brown, you either got to stand with it or against it. Who said that? You said that? We ain't got to do nothing you said. I'll tell you that much right now. Who the fuck gave this dude a pass to be in Los Angeles anyways, shitting all over the black and brown community and racially dividing us, right? I don't know who sticks with that or who's down with that, but I definitely ain't. And I know a bunch of brothers and a gang of the Raza that ain't feeling none of that, homie. You ain't dictating no one's program. In fact, I don't even understand why this civilian is allowed to program right there anyways, speaking on gang politics and prison politics and who knows what, right? We already know the feds are tapped in, man. So whatever you do, do at your own peril. That's all I got to say about that. But Hoodstocks, Lucky, and I've always supported that podcast. I believe it's the #1 podcast in Southern California for the Raza, by the Raza. I also believe, man, that other individuals from Southern California, other podcasts that are righteously doing their due, right, have issues with that fact and are going to use this to stand on, to kind of shit on Hoodstocks and their parade. But at the end of the day, man, this is something that Lucky said. Lucky needs to stand on as an individual and a man and explain exactly why he did it. But he doesn't need to explain it for me or for you. He only needs to explain it for himself if he chooses to. He did say something that was a little outlandish, and I know exactly what he said and where he was getting it from. We're going to break it down. So he was interviewing a chick named Loca. Now, if you guys don't know who Loca is, she kind of went viral a couple years ago, when Jenny 6ix9ine was beat up on at a fucking recording session, right? She got beat up by Pinky Rose and another unidentified chick. And it just went down like that over something that had to do with her affiliation with SPM and her affiliation with people up north, right? Them chicks felt a certain type of way and they got on her head about that, right? They got off where they were mad at. And Loca did not like that. So she, in defense of Jenny 6ix9ine and what Jenny 6ix9ine is doing, she decided to issue a challenge out there for Pinky and several other girls. And she kind of went semi-viral for that. People were like, damn, who is this chick that has done time, that is a real one, that stepped up and is in defense of Jenny 6ix9ine? And the word on the curb is her name in the streets is legitimate. She's willing to throw them things, right? So being that she did that, man, she kind of became semi-famous for that. And then you always see her popping up in videos and different podcasts and doing interviews. And, you know, I do nothing but respect that woman, Loca. She's a woman, a beautiful woman. I don't know her like that. But one thing I can say for sure is I respect her. All women are beautiful, and she's definitely that, right? So here she finds herself on Hoodstocks doing an interview, which is not unusual. It's not an unusual suspect. It's what she does, right? And she's giving this interview, and everything's going smooth. And then, of course, the topic comes up. The topic that everyone's talking about, or was talking about a couple weeks ago, Jenny 6ix9ine sitting on the lap of Blueface. And let's be honest, I did a video on it, and I kept it 100% real. There was a lot of racism behind that. People weren't mad because this chick was sitting on this brother's lap. They were mad because this brother was a brother. That's straight up. And a lot of the Raza couldn't come to terms and can't come to terms with the fact that a lot of beautiful Mexican women are leaning towards brothers, man. It's a fact. And let me tell you, there's a lot of sisters leaning towards Mexicans. And I'll say, I know that firsthand. Now, what I will say is that sparked a lot of controversy because it was a little racial. People got all crazy. And it's like, look, if that woman, Jenny 6ix9ine, wants to do what she does, she's getting her bag. She can sit on anybody's lap, which I'm sure she's doing quite frequently. She has frequent flyer miles in that. It wasn't no problem when it was a lefty gunplay. It wasn't no problems when Swifty was out there alleging she did it. We all know he didn't, but, you know, the homie be doing it like that. And it was no problems when she was doing it with any other person from Northern California. But all of a sudden, when it's Blueface, it's a problem, and it was because he was black. That's just the facts, right? That kind of blew away, but that topic did come up on Hoodstocks, right? And Lucky asked Loca about would she ever consider being with Blueface, like, you know, doing what Jenny 6ix9ine did. And it was relevant to the conversation. They were just having a good interview and a conversation. And you could see she was a little taken aback by the question. And I understand she's put in a catch-22 situation. If she says yes, people are going to be like, oh, she's a race traitor. She's this, she's that, she's this. No, she's a woman. And if she's attracted to any man, look at pigmentation don't matter. Color don't matter. I know I'm from the Raza community. I understand how 99% of the Raza community feels about Mexican women being with blacks. And I know that there's a lot of brothers, man, that want to keep it good in the hood. They want to keep it black as well, man. I think every ethnicity is proud of what they are, of their culture, and that's a beautiful thing. But at the same time, that's a topic, man, when it comes to intersex and intermixing that people don't really want to speak on, right? I'll speak on it. She was in a situation where she answered the way she did, and she seemed like she was playing the role as far as like kind of she didn't understand the question. In that, my boy took it all the way back to Boys in the Hood. Lucky Sun Sue took it all the way back and said, you wouldn't be with, he didn't want to say straight up, you wouldn't be with a black man. So he chose the words that I would have never chose. But this is what he did. He took it back to Boys in the Hood and he said, African booty scratcher, right? Now, I think he was trying to be funny, but it wasn't done in good timing nor in good taste. And that is racially motivated. Now, let's break that down, okay? It doesn't mean he's prejudiced or racist. It means it sounds that way. If it was a brother saying it, wouldn't have been no big deal. But because he's not black, he's not a brother, man, people are feeling some type of way. In comes the 22ster, okay, who must have not seen the movie Boys in the Hood because he don't know what's up, right? And he's going online, ranting and raving, talking about the black and the brown community are both chicken shit. His words, not mine. They don't stand on business, and it's going to take the white man running around LA to do it. This man is getting away with too many derogatory statements towards black and brown himself. He also called him a knuckle dragger. He keeps calling people caveman, meaning that they fucking have no brains, right? So he called Lucky Sun Sue a knuckle dragger, basically caveman. He's said that word before. People are cavemen, right? And he doesn't get held accountable. Who is he to say what the black and brown community needs to stand on or what they should do? He ain't shit. He ain't nobody but someone who is a sympathizer to whatever cause is in that building that day. When the Bulldogs pulled up, he was bulldogging. When the Northerners pulled up, he was flamed up. When the Crips pulled up, oh yeah, he be talking again. When the Bloods is there, oh, Paru, right? That dude will blend in. He's a chameleon. And then as soon as they leave that fucking podcast, he shits all over them. It's what he does. Controversy sells, right? So, Adam, why are you sticking your nose in black and brown business? Because that is what it is. You don't need to be holding anyone accountable because you need to be held accountable for the bullshit that you do. And if ain't no one else going to say it, I will. And that's just straight up. Now, as far as Lucky goes, yes, he has some splaining to do, Lucy, Lucky. There's some splaining to do, but at his time and at his peril. Okay, what he said, if you guys don't remember the movie Boys in the Hood, in the beginning of the movie, Trey was talking about his culture and how the black man is derived from the country of Africa. And that little youngster that was, I'm from Crenshaw Mafia, right? He was from Crenshaw. He was derived from South Central LA and nothing past that, right? And Trey said, I'll beat your ass, right? And he said, I'll get my brother, shoot you in the face. He said, I'll get my daddy. At least I got one, motherfucker, right? And that's one of my favorite parts in the movie. But it's showing you how the two different mindsets of someone who knows their history and someone who doesn't, nor does he care to learn it. Now, I'm always going to stick with Trey in that argument because I believe all cultures are beautiful, and it's beautiful to know the history of your people. It's all about being proud, not power, but proud. When I see black power or brown power, I don't identify with that. Yes, we are powerful people, but we are not more powerful than any other. Okay, but when I see black pride or brown pride or white pride, I say, hey, I respect that they're proud to be what they are. Never be ashamed of what you are. Proud, right? Too Short said it. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, Lucky did use that in reference of a black man, Blueface, right? And that wasn't good. That wasn't a good look. But for Adam to stick his fucking big old beak nose in the mix and try to racially divide people and talk about both you races, black and brown, are chicken shit, and I'm going to stand on it. Well, first of all, let me give you a social studies lesson, stupid ass. There's stupid asses in them there hills, right? Let me show you guys what it is. There is no different races. There's only one race, the human race. There's black humans, brown humans, white humans, some green humans. I don't know how they got that. Probably ate at Taco Bell and got chorro. There's just different color of humans, right? There's different ethnicities, different cultures, different get downs, but we are all one race. You know, the black and brown communities are very divided and have always been divided because that's the way we wanted it to be, unfortunately. And when black and brown try to come together, man, there seems to be more and more conflict. The reason is you can't combine with anyone or come together as a black and brown community or a black and white community or white and brown community if you don't work on yourselves internally first. If you're all fucked up, you can't expect their fuck ups and your fuck ups to gel together. You need to work on your own people internally, get your shit together, and then you can extend your hand to the next ethnicity, not the next race, because you are that already. See, the black and brown communities are primos. They are very connected. We've been through poverty. We've been through oppression. We've been through looked at using different restrooms and treated in a derogatory fashion. We are related. We are the same. We just don't see it because of the pigmentation of our skin and what has been bred into us and educated into us culturally by our peoples. You know, people like to say, oh, all Mexicans hate blacks. That's not the truth. And all blacks hate Mexicans. That's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? We just understand that we are going to rock with our own first and foremost. And what's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with a black man defending another black man or a brown man defending another brown man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Now, I will not defend Lucky in this. What he said was taken not out of context, but taken, I can't, why you taking it bad? I don't know why, baby, not treat me, but take it. He shouldn't have said that. He was trying to be funny and he put Loca on the spot. She knew exactly when he said that, like, oh, wow. And now, of course, there are going to, when you expose yourself on the internet to saying things, people are going to dissect it. Okay. I know there's going to be people, why are you speaking on Southern business? That ain't Southern business, bro. That's brown business. And I happen to be a brown man, right? I love Lucky's content. I love the way that individual treats everybody with respect. Doesn't matter if they're speaking on a northern story, a southern story, a black story, a white story. He lets people speak freely and he treats them with respect, depending upon what they're treating him with, right? Now, was he inebriated? Because there's people saying, oh, he was a little faded. He was sipping. He was chilling with Loca. He was feeling himself. Maybe that's why he tried to impress her or whatever. I don't see that. I don't know that. I think he was trying to be funny and he was referencing what he shouldn't have, right? And look, let's talk real because I don't fake it right here. Behind closed doors, there are racially things said in the black community and the brown community. It happens all the time, man. Unfortunately, you know, I even got put into that box. People are like, Gunner's racist because some motherfucker perpetrated and signed my name to some shit I never said. That's cool. I've probably been around more black people than he has, and he's related to them. And that's just the truth, right? I get a lot of love from the brothers and from that community, man. They just fuck with your boy. Now, it's because I got swag, I got flavor, I got vibe. I'm brown, and I do it, right? And I keep it real. The fact of the matter is, what Lucky said was not real at all. That was some bullshit. Okay. And when he chooses, if he chooses to let people know why he said that, I'm sure he'll stand on it. But for Adam 22ster You know what I'm saying? Give me the booster. That fool, hey, let me tell you something, Adam. You are in no position to tell the black and brown communities what they need to stand on and what they shouldn't stand on. You's a motherfucking hypocrite and a sucker, man, and that's straight up. Look, I don't dislike Adam personally. I don't care what he does if he lets motherfuckers just ram the shit out of his old lady. That's him. That's his personality. He's the same motherfucker dancing on top of the building with a flower head, talking about he wants to be with the transsexual just to see what that be like. See what all that smoke's like. I don't know what that smoke is, but diddly or diddly. I don't know, man. You know, hey, Adam, if you keep going the route you're going, eventually 50 Cent is going to make a documentary about you. We don't know. But one thing I do know is the Raza needs to stay away from that individual. He's spoken on the Raza several times in a bad light. And now he's basically painting us into a box saying, all the brown community, you guys need to stand on that. First of all, we ain't got to stand on what one man said. You're trying to make it a brown thing and a black thing and divide and conquer. You hear me what I said? Black and brown communities out there fucking with your boy. Divide and conquer. He's using an old school tactic. That devil, not a white devil, just a devil, because he's not a white man. He's more Caucasianish, right? But that guy right there is trying to divide people and conquer. And if we allow this man to speak on the existence of what we got going on, man, then we done lost already. The fact of the matter is, yes, Lucky said some shit he shouldn't have said about the black community. And we'll see if he chooses to elaborate upon that. But I'm not going to totally go against that man because he said something he shouldn't have. Because Charleston White, I fuck with his shit. He talks shit about Mexicans. He says fuck Mexicans all damn day. I don't see Adam speaking on that. I don't see you holding him accountable, 22 stir, right? But you sure want to hold a Mexican accountable when they say anything about a black man because you want to incite some bullshit. Well, let me tell you, you ain't got enough nuts to incite a black and brown guerra. You don't got that. You're never going to have that. Because the black and brown communities are way too intelligent to fall into the hands and the clutches of a devil. And that's just the truth. If you fuck with me, holla if you hear me. Black and brown communities. Look, I'll say this. Lucky's going to get, there's a lot of controversy and a lot of people hating. There's one particular Southern podcast that is utilizing his beef with Hoodstocks to stand on this. And he's done this before. I'm not going to say his name. I think we all know who he is, man. You know, I got in trouble one time for calling him the black bow downer, and I didn't mean it in a racially motivated way. I just meant every time a brother pulls up on him like, what's happening? That fool bows down to the black man. Why? He don't want no smoke. I get it, bro. If you're scared, you're scared. Just say it. Okay, just say it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no smoke with no brothers either, man. I don't want no smoke with anyone. But the truth is, that was taken out of context, and that's exactly what I meant. This brother right here, this Mexican, he bows down to the black man. Why? Because he's scared of him. That's just the truth. And he should be, you know, because they already know a bitch when they see one. Look, I'm not even going to say who he is. I'm just going to say he knows like I know. Now, he could talk his little shit. I'm not trying to disrespect him, but I'm just keeping it real. But he is utilizing what Lucky said because of his own hatred for the podcast of the competition to try to fucking expand upon what Lucky said and make it like, oh, Lucky's right, they're racist over there and this, and that. Come on, brother. Don't act like when the door don't close, there ain't all kinds of N-words falling up out your mouth because I know what time it is, man. I'm a human being, and I know how humans get down. Hey, everyone's like, I ain't two-faced. Everybody is, bro. Everyone got two. Hey, I got two lovers, and I ain't ashamed. Even Mary Wells said it. Everyone got two lovers. Everyone loves themselves two times. I'm going to go get the papers. Get the papers. Everyone got two different reasonings behind what they say, man. Some people will say this. Some people will say that, but it's being said. Facts. And that happens in the brown community, the black, the white, everyone. That's a fact. Anyways, as far as the 22-ster, that baboso saying that we need to stand as the Raza together and double down on that hatred of a black man and that derogatory statement. No, we don't. That's one man that said that. He needs to explain. No one else needs to. And like I said, Lucky has never been no sucker, man. Don't be surprised, Adam 22-ster, if he decides to pull up and show out, right? But I already know Adam's thirsty ass what he's trying to do. Not only is he trying to racially divide, but he'll be asking Munchie B, Whack 100, all these brothers, man, about it, trying to stir them up, right? So that he can get some clips and do some views. And then he'll go over there and he'll beg the Raza community to pull up so he could ask them and interrogate them about the same bullshit. That's what he does, the division of the black and brown community. I see it for what it is, and that's all I'm saying. You know, I'm not going to say he's a Fed. I'm going to say that he's definitely said that he will work hand in hand with them if it need be, right? For the black and brown community that continue to go on his podcast, do what you do, man. If you feel that's going to help you blow up, handle your business. But I'm here to tell you right now, man, if you don't see this guy talking about both races are chicken shit, he said it out of his own mouth. I seen it on TikTok. He said that, right? You need to stand on that, Adam. See what happens. Stand on that. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, strive. And look, I want to say this. By no means necessary, or by no means, period, do I back the play of Lucky saying that derogatory statement, because it was. No matter if it was trying to be funny, he said that, and that's on him, and I'm not behind that, right? I like Lucky as a person and an individual and his podcast, but what he said right there, man, that can get you in some troubles. This video is sponsored by Vadio Liquors. If you're ever in the Turlock, California neighborhood, go tap in with the Vadio, man. Go show some support for your local businesses. Bang, bang.